All right, here at E3, I thought I would take the opportunity to introduce, well, the newest family member of Revision 3 as a whole. Yeah. You've obviously been an affiliate, but you've been brought into the fold. This is Mr. Phil DeFranco, or is better known as Philly D. How are you doing?
I'm great.
So for those out there who are watching Retro Games who may not be as familiar with your work, how long have you been kind of the YouTube personality reigning supreme?
I've been on YouTube for about 7 years, and I've been doing my show for about 5. So yeah, so doing that, now SourceFed Nerd, now working with you guys.
So you've always had interests that, aren't just exclusively games, but are well within the geek, nerd, I like to collect stuff world.
Yeah, I mean, I got started in college, and that's where it was like, oh, I only have enough money for a PlayStation 2 and like games. And just lived there for a while, then got my first PC, started building those, and that's where I started like getting into Counter-Strike Source, just, I don't know, and then my life just went to shit.
Counter-Strike Source. Back in the day, I used to play this game called Counter-Strike. It was just this thing that was on this crappy engine, and I loved playing it. No, I think that's great that you play Counter-Strike. I mean, was it because it was so free and easy to play? Was that what gravitated you towards it?
It was the first PC game I ever saw over my buddy's house, and he was like, "Oh, check it out! I got this thing that lets me shoot people in the head," and I was like, "What's that? Oh, that's lame. Okay, that's what that is."
When I started playing games, Mario was the key one. I love going to the arcade and playing like the action platformers. That it didn't even occur to me what it's like when, sort of like, okay, I want to play one of these games, and Counter-Strike is the option. I mean, how did you regard a video game when you first started getting into them?
Well, I mean, it was kind of just, at first, it was just this thing that I would do for like several hours at a time, my buddies, but then I started playing Star Wars Galaxies, and that's where I just started like losing days. And I did that for a bit. I played a little Final Fantasy online, and I was like, nope, can't do the MMO thing anymore. Just takes too much time.
So where do your tastes tend to gravitate these days? You're sensible, responsible, not too much time taste.
Well, okay, so it goes easily the bro games, right? So you have Halo multiplayer, Black Ops 2, but then I like to play things like BioShock Infinite, but I have to rock it out in like a day. So I'll take a Saturday and go, I'm going to close the door, play from day till dawn, and then finish it.
I'm so envious that you can somehow, make your schedule work that way. I have to choose to review a game to find the excuse to my wife that, like, no, hon, it's work. I got to keep on playing this.
I love that your wife has been tweeting for you this entire time.
Yes, it really was her. This is my new idea. Oh, no, that was her.
Okay, as long as it's not you being crazy.
No, I mean, I was crazy. It was manifesting itself in a far different way. That's all. So we're here at E3. You've got to spend the past few days. Is there something? Like, what have you seen? Is this kind of, you're not covering the game industry with the tenacity, because you're looking at pop culture in a much broader way. What's kind of a key trend or something that really stands out to you here?
I don't know. I mean, the games that I really have liked so far. I mean, we were talking about Titanfall, but I haven't gotten my hands on. I'm doing it right after this, so maybe I'll have a different opinion. But The Division was amazing. I loved that. I think that they're the only thing I've seen that has a companion app that actually makes sense, that actually seems fun.
Okay, I'm having the same reaction. I'm seeing so many companion apps which assume that there's a third guy on the bus who isn't playing a game. That's like, screw it, I'm going to help my buddies. I mean, it's a very confounding setup.
Well, I mean, because it's such a different gameplay, we can talk about it. I don't think there's anything on it. Because you are like a drone and it is a completely different character type, I could see the person in the room, or I could be somewhere else. Right, I totally see them in the room. But when you see things like Watch Dogs, which is an amazing game, they've shown amazing things, the way that you can hack into people's games, that's great, but then the companion app is you touch something and it breaks. That's not cool. It seems like one of those things like, this is a gimmick, we put enough money into it to be a gimmick, and it's in the game.
Yeah, a lot of the companion apps don't seem as well thought out, whereas there's things that are happening on the multiplayer side, proper, like how you can slip into someone's game, or you might be playing with people you don't even realize it. That feels kind of fresh and kind of new, and where things are starting to evolve with new technology.
Right, and even if the second screen experience for inventory or a map screen, that makes sense on the Wii U, but once again, Xbox One, PS4, are you going to put down your controller instead of hitting a button? So you're going to 1 second, so that's in my inventory, okay, great, fantastic.
Yeah, it's a brave new world filled with confusion. So if people would like to watch all of your offerings, SourceFed and you personally, what do they do?
You can go to youtube.com/SourceFed or /SourceFedNerd or /SXEPhil.
Yeah, and hit that subscribe button because, you only have like 100,000,000.
Most of them have already died.
Yeah. Anyway, Phil, thank you so much for your time. Let's do this again soon. All right.